dances were beautiful, and I really appreciated all the context and history of that. It was beautiful. Thank you. Now, our next part of the session is we are going to have a star teacher of 41 years teaching basket weaving, Jackie Nunez with Journeys to the Past. Is that correct? Yes. Journeys to the Past, and she'll tell you more about the basket. And I do want to say that if you do have a minute and you haven't taken a picture, the photo booth is here another 20 minutes. You're free to go out there and do that really quick like. We'd love to have you do that. But Jackie, thank you for your time, and it's all yours.
All right, beautiful. That's real. Raise your hand if this was the first time that you really ever saw powwow dancers. Let me see those. So it's so beautiful to see our culture alive and to know that these young children are learning it at a very early age. But more than that, as we work in ICWA, and you know, when we're trying to bring the children back to Native families, this is what is kind of that piece that they don't get if they're not in a Native home. And so it's beautiful, and I'm very grateful to be here. I want to thank the planning committee of our symposium today for ICWA, and also to acknowledge this land. This is the land of the Kumeyaay. This is the land of my relatives in the south. I'm 1 hour north. I'm from the Mission San Juan Capistrano, and our indigenous land is Orange County. But in the ancient time, we traveled down here. They traveled up there. So in saying that, I want to offer a song in my language to the Kumeyaay Nation for allowing me to be the teacher here this evening. This particular song is from the Smithsonian Institute, and our people went there to get some of old cylinders that were recorded on wax. And this is one of the songs that we recorded. We didn't know what it meant, but an elder named Robert Levi, I sang it to him. And what he told me about this song was that it was like a dust devil that would go around the village, and it would take out all the negative energy. So it's a beautiful way to kind of start. Not that there was any negative energy here, but you know, it's kind of like we prepared the soil for this evening. Nonka nonka noko he yema moho mokum hole wem taka wem nonka nonka noko we ashatare la no mona e Aquatare la no se a e nonca nonca noko e yamai mo mokam hole weam taka weam for my Kumeyaay relatives, thank you. And I do want to say thank you to some of the, they're the busy little bees that have been here. And let me see where my list is. But if Jules, you're in the room, if you could come up. And also, if Olivia isn't here, maybe Maya can come up to take her gift. I also would like to, I have a very special gift for Sandy Whitehawk. Would you come up, please? And when you watch Blood Memory and you see the pain and you see the healing and you see the hope, it started with this beautiful woman. And my son is here today, who is a singer, he's a dancer, and he knew the song that is sung when all of the people in your tribe come back and they get their shawl and they stand there. And for the first time in their life, there's that piece of puzzle that makes them whole again. And as I watched your story several times that I've watched it, of course, it's heartfelt and I'm tearful, but I'm so proud of you, Sandy, for the work that you've done. And so my son Jackson is going to sing that song to her. Now, it's as he sings it, if maybe one person from each table, in the Indian way, when we honor somebody, we shake their hand. We tell them thank you. And maybe the song would be long enough that we could, come up and shake her hand. And so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put Jackson up here, and you just come up and you let your energy be her energy. She came a long way so that you could hear her story. And that every time, she said, every time you share your story, you heal. So I'm going to give the mic to my son.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good afternoon. Today's a beautiful day to honor relatives as her people, where they come from in their beautiful lands. They acknowledge with their language. To all of her relations here, come with a beautiful way, a song for this relative of ours. If you all could please stand and honor this song that comes from her people. And this song is a very powerful song for the Lakota nations, Nakota nations.
shik telo hey hey oh hiyal iyo wahti haya oya teke haya we cha cha vita cha le cha muelo wopila tanka.
And the people that came to that powwow and still come. How many years has it been? What? How many years has it been going on, the powwow?
2015.
15 years.
Except add 2 years, we were doing it at Minneapolis for 17.
So 17 years. So she is what a real woman warrior looks like. And there were times when it wasn't easy. And it was times when people pushed her away, but she never gave up. And that's your heart. You have a beautiful heart, Sandy, and we love you. Give her another big hand. We love you, Sandy, so much. So you'll take your gift and you enjoy it. I hope. Everybody may sit down. Thank you so much for letting me take some of my time so that we could do that. So, my name is Jackie Tehuka Nunez, and I am from the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, a Hashiman Nation. We are 1 hour north from San Diego, and our people did have a relationship with the Kumeyaay. There was a trading that went on. There was intermarriages that went on. My people are the builders of the mission, Sawan Capistrano, and I'm a descendant of the leather jacket soldier that guarded Father Sarah. So, and I look at my lineage, I'm Spanish, and then I'm a Hashiman. Everybody say a Hashiman. Say it loud and fast. God bless you. Sort of sounds like a sneeze, but it isn't. And it means the people that sleep in a pile, the people that sleep in a heap. And my ancestors slept in huts that were called quichas. And I'm also a descendant of my father, who is Irish. So there you go. I'm just like a global person here that relates mostly to my mother. And I started my business right here because my children, when we came back to Mission San Juan Capistrano, my husband and I, there's my husband there with the cowboy hat and my son, and he and I committed that we were going to raise our children, because we're urban Indians, you know, really knowing the earth and really knowing their tribe. And so we never cut their hair. And they all had long braids. They were only Native Americans at San Juan Elementary. And they were being teased way before the whole concept of bullying. And they said, we don't like it here. We want to go back to La Puente, because that's where we were living. And I said, you wait, I'm going to go to the principal and I'm going to talk to him. And I'm going to bring all the things that represent who we are. And I'm going to teach the children who you are and how your ancestors built the mission, but that you lived for thousands of years before the mission. So the principal agreed and said, do 4 assemblies. By the 4th assembly, they called Joe Wilson from our Indian Ed program. It was Title IX at that time. And he came and he saw me and he hired me that day. I was a classroom teacher. I left the classroom and I began my journey sharing about my people. And as a teacher, I try to make it fun and make it interactive. And along the way, I auditioned for the Segerstrom Performing Arts Center. And I'm the only California Native American performer on that roster. And still to this day, I hold that position. By next year, I hand it over to my son, and he will carry on. Because at 71, everyone says, oh, you don't look 71. I go, my back, my ankles, my knees, they all say 90 years old. So I'm ready to retire. But from that, the Segerstrom said, let's do something in the classroom. So for years, I made clapper sticks because California Native Americans didn't play the drum. we played clapper sticks. And so I made these with thousands of kids. And then I did also, I did Native American games. And then finally, we brought in the basket. Now this is a round reed basket. It isn't a traditional basket. Some of the baskets up here, of course, are. And that basket right there probably took a year to make. But this one here takes about an hour. But what we replaced were paper plates and yarn. What we replaced were cups and paper. And we gave them something that the children could keep and say, I made a basket. Now, I know this sounds a little bit strange, but I see parents 34 years later in the market. Miss Jackie, oh my goodness, my son, he's a fireman, he has 2 kids. Oh, and we still have that basket. And I feel proud that they took that basket and it meant something to them. But today, we're not just gonna make a basket. Today, I'm gonna tell you the vision that I was given about this basket. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the process of this basket. Then we're gonna watch a video. Then we're gonna pass out the kits. But part of tonight is you relating to the parts of the basket. So very quickly, I'm a prayer warrior and I'm always praying at night. And a vision came to me that I was like the basket. And that when you weave a basket, everybody hold your hands up like this and say over, under, over, under. And that whole inside of me said, you're like the basket. And I said, how? Because every day you and I go through over the day or under the day. Now, overs are like the great day when, everything is perfect and your list that you had got completed and your kids came home, no homework, and everybody's feeling great. Raise your hand if that happens occasionally. Come on, let's, or if you're not married, your family. The unders are the ones, and I raised a lot of kids, but are the days that I got my kids ready and we're ready to go out to go to school and my little one doesn't have his tennis shoes on. Go get your shoes. I don't know where they're at. We're looking like mad, mice all over, like saying, where are those shoes? The dogs must have ate it. I don't know. So, he has to put on a pair of crazy boots with shorts on or something. Those are kind of unders, and those are easy unders. He could be a little bit embarrassed, but, you had to wear them. But then there's times when maybe right before you go to work that you get a phone call, and your sister says, Mom got her test back, and she's 4th stage cancer. And those moments are when you really begin to see that your life has a lot of overs and unders. Now, when we look at the basket has a few parts. And when you get your basket, you're gonna get this right here. And if you were closer, I'd sprinkle you with this water. But I want everyone to say a little bit of water only melts the Wicked Witch of the West. She's not here, so you're not gonna melt. I came up with this shape because when I started the basket, they were flat. And it was so tough to get those kids to make it into a shape similar to this. So we came up with this. So when you get your basket, you're gonna open your basket up. You're gonna spread it out so it looks like a spider. And when you look at this part right here is the belly button. It's the belly button of the basket. It's the birth of the basket. This right here represents all of you as we own this wisdom basket, I call it. This represents you in a chapter in your life. For some of you, you might think, it's the chapter when I went to school. This belly button right here is the foundation of when I knew that I was gonna be a therapist. I knew I wanted to work with people. So that may be your belly button. For some of you, it might be the day that you really realized there was a creator in this universe that loved you, and that Creator made you special and unique. Maybe that's your belly button. For someone else, maybe it's when you became a parent. Or maybe it's when you got into this beautiful relationship with a significant other. But this is the base of your chapter with this basket. And when you unwind your basket, you're going to stretch this out, and then you're going to take this, and you're going to open it up. And when you open it up, it looks like a tarantula or daddy long legs. And I'm not going to give you much more instruction right now because I really want you to watch the 3-minute video that we have created so that parents and kids can watch it. And then when I come to the school, they make better baskets. But if I was going to ask somebody, if you're thinking that this is your life basket and this is your belly button, what does your belly button represent? For me, it was when I was 7 years old and I played school every day. I didn't need anybody to play with me. I had my clipboard, I tapped my pencil, I had stuffed animals, and I had a ball being a teacher. And then when I was 45 and I left the classroom after I did the presentation, I knew then that Creator had given me a job. And my job was to inspire Indigenous children to be proud of who they are. And I'm supposed to have a runner. I don't know if it, yeah, there they are. So does anybody want to just tell me what your belly button, before we go on, what does it represent? Is it the chapter when you started school? Is it the time that you realized there was a Creator? Is it the time you got married? Who would be willing to share? So are you guys going to be my runner and with the microphone? Oh, she's going to get it right there. Anybody? So remember this, that if you participate, you're going to remember this session a little bit better. So here we go. Anybody? And there they are. They got the mic, and they're ready. Who is courageous enough to tell me about your belly button? Who is out there? Oh, boy. Oh, there she is. Give her a big hand. I love it. Thank you so much. Tell me your name, lover.
Hello, my name is Clarissa Padilla. I'm a student at San Diego State University, and it's an honor to be here at this event with you all. Thank you so much for all the effort, the hard work that you put into making this a reality. I'm very thankful. I'd like to take this opportunity to share my story that has happened this year, starting from childbirth. Sorry, excuse me, I'm a little nervous because I want to take an opportunity to be vulnerable about the trauma that I experienced growing up in the foster care system, which is why this event is just so important to me. I'm very thankful to be here. Going through that system, being in a dysfunctional family, there's a lot of hurt that I've been holding on to, and I want to just have a trigger warning. Sorry, I apologize. This year I had an attempt to take my life, and since that process I did very grueling work to heal, to be on the road to recovery. The day that I turned 23, I made a promise to myself that suicide will never, ever be an option for me to handle my problems ever again. So this will be my belly button. Thank you.
Beautiful. Was somebody close to her? Give her a hug, please. Whoever is close to her, thank you. That's not uncommon that we find this on the reservation, that seems to be an option. And my son who lives in Canada, it's rampant of the suicide. So thank you so much for sharing. So that's a significant belly button, isn't it? And I think that maybe we can just take one more that could tell me about your belly button, and then we're going to go on, because I really do want you to weave a basket, but I want you to realize that something cultural like this can really mean something to you. Every life experience is woven in your life. And sometimes we say, oh, that divorce from that man. But you know what? That opportunity of weaving it in your basket comes into your heart. And when it's appropriate, you have compassion for somebody who's coming up to you. So everything we experience is woven in our basket. So I just would like maybe just one person to tell me what this belly button represents for you, and if it's, like how she shared it, or it could be something else. So who out there would like to share about their belly button? Right there. There we go.
Okay. That was very inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. That's hard to follow. Thank you for being vulnerable like that. I know that is a really difficult thing to do, but thank you everyone today. It's been really amazing, and last night. I think the belly button for me represents I'm about to graduate, and I've been wanting to be a social worker for like 15 years, and I didn't know how to get there, but I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, and I'm a recovering addict. I'm in recovery for almost 10 years, and so all those things that I went through, it took me a long time to heal, but I've been healing for a long time, and now I'm like ready, and I'm graduating, and I'm actually going to be a social worker, and I'm getting married this year, so...
Oh, give her a big hand. Well, wonderful.
So my belly button is like who I am right now, but everything that I went through that I did not realize that God was preparing me to meet people in their brokenness and to be able to identify and come up and lift them up. So beautiful. That's what it is. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. So, whoa. Okay, that was dangerous. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is I want you to just enjoy the video, and you'll recognize my hands there. And we created this, my assistant and I, so that from far away you would be able to see this, because if I was up here showing you, you wouldn't really see it. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to show the video. And then once we show the video, we're going to pass out. Everyone gets a bag. They've been soaking in water. They have to soak in water so they can be pliable. And so let's watch the video. And then, in fact, as soon as the video is over, then we're just going to pass them all out, okay? Don't get into it until I give some other instructions, and then we're going to weave. And as you're weaving, I want you to think over, under. What was my last over? What was my last under? And be thinking about that. And then we're going to talk about the weaver, because he's the real key in this basket weaving, the weaver. Okay, let's watch the.
Hello, teachers and students. This is a little close-up of our basket weaving. So you're going to get two things. The basket start. This is the belly button. Yes, isn't that a cute little name, the belly button? And this right here is your coil that you'll be using to weave. Before you begin here, let's take this out. You got this like here. This is going to come this way. It's a little entangled there, but you're going to pull all these. Let's see. I'll stick this one through. And just, you unwind it. You're just going to unwind it. And it's not as easy as you think, but I'm getting there, and you're going to get there too. So I'm unwinding this. And the reason is because we want to have these available when we begin our basket weaving. So this is coming apart. See how it's coming apart? All I want you to do is you can just, wherever you're at, you can just throw it on the ground. And when I say pick up one of these, there's about 3 threads, weavers. We call them weavers. Okay? So we're going to put that there. Now let's look at this. This is your start. And if you turn it around, you're going to see that there's an X right here. So I want you to take out the X, take that part out, and then unwind it. Now you've already soaked it for about half an hour. So I unwound it like that. See how curly this is? We don't want it that curly, so I want you to stretch it out like this. Just stretch it out. If you hear a dog barking or a child screaming, that's my family. Okay, so we stretch it out like this. And I'm stretching it out. Now it's not quite so. Now it looks here like it is a kind of like a jellyfish. So let's just open it up a little. So I'm just pulling it out like this, pulling him like this, pulling him up, pulling it up like this, opening it up, and now it looks like this. Okay? See that? It's hard to see it really, isn't it? Just like that. All right, now I'm going to let it kind of drop there. And then what we're going to do is I want you to come back to this part. Lay that this way and come here, and I want you to hold it right here. Do you see where I'm holding it? And I want you to take your hands, your fingers, and say over the spokes and under and over and under. So that's what we're doing. We're going over and under. Watch me. I'm trying to figure out where the camera. Okay, right there. So that's under. So our next move is over. And our next move is under. And I'm going to push towards the belly button because we don't want anything to fall out of our basket. So over and under. And over and under. Over and under and over and under. See that? See my pretty blue nails, acrylic nails? Some like to just trail their finger like this. See how I kind of push it with that finger, that pointing finger? That's one way to do it. The other is just to do it with your thumb. Some like to do it with your thumb. I like the pointing finger better. Don't skip. If you go like this, watch me, boys and girls, if you go over, over, under, under, you're going to end up with a basket that looks like this, teachers. And you don't want it to look like that. You want it to look like this. So once you start seeing it like this, then they have skipped, and all you have to do is take it out until that part is kind of out, and then you go back right there, and you just start. Watch. That's right there. Wait. There we go. And you start. I got to take it out one more time. Oh, actually, I had to take out a whole one. Right here to where that is. Now, I'm going to show you how to add since we're there anyway. So this is your last little piece. You're going to push that inside the basket. Watch very closely. And this goes here. Can you see that? Can you see that right there? We're not going to put it here. We're going to skip that and put it here. So this goes inside here.
So I think we're going to stop it just right here for a moment. We're going to start passing them out. I want you to practice saying thank you in my language, but Alita, how do we say thank you in Kumeyaay? Who can tell me how to say thank you in Kumeyaay? Olitha, how do you say thank you in Kumeyaay? How do you say? Kie, gie, iye, iye. Everybody said iye. Okay, that's easier than ours. Ours is on palo. Come, tell me. Speak it. Come on, get over here. Tell me. I'll keep messing up. And practice that language. How beautiful that we know some of our language. So when they give it to you, so how do we say thank you?
We want to say Iye Achan.
Oh, I missed
Iye Achan.
Iye Achan. So don't forget that. Let's try it. Iye Achan. Okay, and that's good. Perfect. Go ahead and open up your Ziploc. Our basket start has been soaked. And you saw, you've got your weavers here. So set those aside. You've got your start, Miss Jackie's creation. Do you know how many baskets my company has made in 20 years? 100,000 baskets. And it's unbelievable. I can't even imagine that we really did that many. And then you're going to have these pieces right here. So go ahead, and these are ready. They're not wrapped up. But you might want to go ahead and unwrap your colored ones, so those will be ready. And you're going to decide when you're going to add them. So go ahead and do that now. Yes. Come on up here, Jackson. Huh? Okay. So here is your start, but they're opening up, they're unwinding their colors. How many like the colors? I love those colors. And so once you have unraveled your colors, then you're going to come to your start. Jackson, you want to stand right here, and he can show you. So this is so he's going to look for it. He's going to unwind it. And then he's going to stretch out. And then we like to weave with it down, but he's pushing the bottom so you get a nice open basket. That's kind of a lot. I probably wouldn't do it that much, but but you can do it that much and it'll just be a more open basket. Okay? So, I'm going to let you kind of do that. And then I'm going to go on with this lesson of our wisdom basket that's filled with life and hope and healing. I kind of figured out that it was a healing basket when somebody asked me to go to a jail and teach some young boys that were under 17 that had all committed murder. And they were in a very special area, and I didn't want to go, really. I thought, me? I'm a Pollyanna Indian. I don't know how I could, relate to them. But the lady that brought me in, she said, yes, just be yourself. They need people like you. So my husband and I went through a whole lot to try to go to the jail. And when we got there, we were just about ready to go to these, 4 double doors and, security. And I said, I have to go to the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom. I'm in the stall. And I was saying, really, Creator, is this where you want me to be? And I just took a deep breath. And I said, He opened the door, just go. And when we walked in, I saw these boys, young. They were, 15, 16. And I put them together in a circle. And I said, this is the way we're going to start. Because a circle, there is no beginning, no end. And whatever happened yesterday is forgiven. And for this moment, we're family. And they all held hands. And my husband from a distance could see the guard, and he was crying. And as the end of our session, my husband went to him and said, I saw you, sir, and you were in that corner and you were shedding tears. What was going on? And he said, never in his 40 years had he ever seen that. So in my innocence of going there and just being available, I did something and they held hands. And pretty soon, these 17-year-olds were like 5th graders. And I say, Jose, you got it. Go help Andrew over there. And pretty soon, they were just young boys that were weaving baskets. And when they were done, they had made the most incredible baskets that I'd ever seen. Because to them, It was such a special moment. Now, I want you to weave over and under, and I want you to think, when was the last time that you had a really good over? I don't know when it was for you and what it was for you, but as you're weaving, I may just come up to you and ask you, tell me about your over. You know, for some of you, it's graduation, right? How many are graduating? I want to see. So would you consider that like an over? Absolutely, you know. But there might be something else, you know, that isn't over. So I'm going to come to this table that looks so full and everybody is so busy. And I'm going to go to you right here. And I'm going to ask you, what was your last over in the last couple weeks?
Hold on, I have to think.
She's thinking. I understand that. It's something good when you had a pretty good day.
I think yesterday was a really good over. Driving with friends, getting to know them more, and learning a lot more about all of this culture and really investing in it.
Perfect. That's an over. That is for sure an over. Watch out, because Miss Jackie's coming. I'm coming. I'm going to go to this table that's so full. Everybody looks so great over here. They were here. And this is one of our... Hi, and what school are you at?
Cal State LA.
Beautiful. What was your last over? Exciting day, fun day, memorable day.
The other day that we had class and the professor prepared breakfast for us.
Your professor prepared breakfast?
Yeah, and we just like had a really great class/breakfast section. So
that sounds wonderful. I need a teacher like that.
you.